Good afternoon, people. Good afternoon. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're positive. I hope you're staying safe. Yeah, thumbs up. Hello, peeps. I've not announced this to Great Brit as well, so I don't know whether Great Brit will be modding. Yes, hello everybody. How are we doing? Yes, Prop Jam. We okay? DJ Cuts. How we doing, my friend? With a few more to jump on. I'm fine, mate. I'm absolutely fine. Kind of got all my jobs done today. Been doing a little bit of heavy research on the turntables past few days. Yes, Crafty Cockney. We alright. Did I miss somebody there? Thank you to everyone for dropping on. Thank you. I'm sure you've got 101 things to do. Hope you're having a pleasant afternoon. Weather doesn't seem to be too bad in Manchester. It's a little bit dark in the mornings and it is a little bit chilly, I must admit. Temperatures dropping, might be just my age, but a blanket of an evening is becoming a bit more of a friend. Afternoon, Ian. Yes, well, 73, 77, Rapid Man. I hope we're all doing alright. Hope we're all doing well. Cameras jimmering inside and out there. I don't know what's going on. Try to find the focus. So, you know what? I was just looking randomly at my comment section this morning, and it was only a chat. It was on my last video. I was just checking out what people were saying, and there was a chap called Daz, just called Daz, and it put Burn Brexit, Phil, Buckinghamshire had 5 stabbings at the weekend, left 2 people dead, 2 people in hospital. Then within 24 hours, 1 more stabbing. Bless the people involved and the families who lost their loved ones. Yes, Rapid Man. Yes, Henry is that. Bless you all. Thank you for jumping on. So I didn't know anything about the story. I don't read newspapers. The odd little bit of TV I might stumble across, but particularly not the news I don't watch. So I'd not heard of this, and I thought I'd look it up. Looked it up, and it was teenagers, 2 17-year-old kids that had been stabbed at a house party, and resulted in the death. There was more injuries there at that party as well, by assailants brandishing knives, or at least one was, wearing face masks. From the looks of it, bullied the party. Whether they'd gained access or done all the damage from the front door, I couldn't really say. How they pre-knew about these victims and what made them the target in the first place is another question as well, innit? There's been loads of stabbings over the last week in Cambridge. Was that Cambridge? It's just more and more, innit? You know? More and more. It's a worrying trend for the younger generation. It's a worrying trend for everyone. Because if you've got younger generation that are quick to brandish knives and utilise them, disregarding what damage that knife could do. You know, a gunner probably is a bit more categoric, but you can get wounded off a gun. A knife, it can give you a flesh wound all the way to instantly kill you. When you brandish that knife, you've got to be prepared that it might be one or the other, unless you are a well-educated surgeon who happens to go round on a stabbing spree. I guess you can't guarantee ultimately what damage you're going to cause with that knife, are you? because a lack of youth centres, if you ask community leaders, yeah, of course it is, they ain't got nothing to do. Good comment. And I've felt that for years. I mean, where do you start with this? I know where you've got to stop, because what is going on a national level now, Manchester had a really big problem with guns, particularly Moss Side. The only thing that stopped it for me wasn't all the big bright campaigns. It might have helped, it might have brought awareness, but it also stigmatised the area. I think what brought it home was the people themselves realising that they were fucking up their own community, pardon my French. And I think, is that what it's going to take with young kids? With the kids of today, with the way they're toxified, with everything they watch, they listen to, and, you know, the lack of powers to contain them or, you know, give them any kind of bollocking. They don't have a chance, do they? Well, that's a good point. Let me see if I can get, I don't know whether I can get that back. Or a bacteria. Who knows what's on the end of a knife? I'm not saying they put it on there purposely, but you do get the inkling that these chavs that are prepared to brandish knives, they won't keep them ultimately hygienically clean, will they? And even then, Jesus, that don't make it all right. But that is another point to consider. Stabbing in the street in Scotland. It's happening all over, innit? And it has been. This is nothing new. I know there was a big campaign several months ago, wasn't there? And it's not going to stop. It is not going to stop until the younger generation realise that they're doing it to themselves. The parents can't stop them, because if they've already got the heavy influence of being a big bad boy, of wanting to be accepted in a gang, even if you're not the cock of the gang, there's still affiliations you have to do, there's still initiations you have to do, there's still protocols, there's still a way of being that you've got to be, along with the music and the drugs and the drink and the lack of respect for your elders, all that. If your parents have got no control in that, then what can you do? What can you do? You can only hope that your kid is going to fall on the right side. Even then, they're still subjected to it. Any one of our kids could have been at that party. Who knows? Any one of our kids could have got caught in the crossfire. Now, these kids that have died, I don't know why they were attacked. I don't know what element of guilt that transpired in order for that attack to seem a logical idea to the psycho that done it. And I don't know what affiliations, what friendships, what ties, whether it was just misconstrued and it was just a nutter, or whether it was a beef that's ended up just getting escalated. We don't know, none of us know. For all intents and purposes, they were defenseless. I don't think anything is that bad where they're ultimately going to lose their life. Do they brandish knives normally? Do they what? I don't know. I can't answer that, and I'm not going to castigate them. What I will say is 2 lives that are lost, 2 families that are crushed. You've got other injuries. You know that now Christmas is just before Christmas. Does anyone need that? Everyone, all the families concerned are going to have one place less. And it's such a young, tender age with so much to look forward to and to live for. It's sick. It's sad. And to think the influences that are causing this destruction. Lack of amenities for kids. Lack of kids being kids, the elevation of toxification within music and films, desensitization, lack of respect and chivalry, peer pressure that's probably worse than I remember it when I was a kid. Country is in a mess, so bad start for them in life. Yes, it is. It is, mate. Stanley. I've got an 18-year-old and a 12, close to be 13-year-old. My 18-year-old now has just started university. She's never really seen the big fun in going out, having it, you know, having drinks and all that party and stuff. She's been out with her mates and they've all done the odd meal and the odd little soiree at each other's house, and as drinks have been consumed. But my daughter's always been on the sensible side and the right side. Don't know why. But now she's got a uni. Now she's got a set of friends that are all very dynamic. It's a new life for her because she's now an adult, fully fledged adult. She had a freaking tattoo done the other day and I'm like, oh, can't stop her, can only educate her. She's done it with the most consideration possible. So whatever it is, they're growing up, you can't curtail them, you can only advise. I'm wary now because now she's reaching out in terms of commuting. She's going further than she's ever gone before in her life. She's going at times that are considered antisocial. I've always considered cutting in and out of town is like the freaks come out at night. Once it gets dark in town, you gotta be wary where you are. Don't matter who you are either. Particularly with today's day and age. They won't think of dissing an adult walking on his own, never mind an 18-year-old female, never mind. And that is regardless of demographic on both sides. It's not a demographic argument. It's a social, fucked up, dehumanizing, lack of respect and common decency for your fellow human being kind of attitude, innit? So I'm really like, she's telling me, you know, she wants to meet him in town, she wants to go across, get the tram here, get the tram there, get the last tram back, get the last bus back. Well, not so much the last bus, but a bus that is considered a late night bus. Albeit most of the time with people. But I don't know. Luckily, the music she listens to doesn't really celebrate your gangbanging, doesn't really idolise your celebrities in that way. But at the same time, don't mean to say she can't be at a party and one of her mates don't know a knobhead who brandishes a knife. So there's always an element of risk. And it's mad. Twilight Zone people, I call them. You know, we've all been there, haven't we, as kids? I was a little fucking ragamuffin at times. I never walked around brandishing weapons. But I did walk around with a bit of an arrogant attitude at times. I did disconnect from the family unit in terms of, I'm in my early 20s, I know it all, you can't tell me nothing. Luckily, my peer pressure wasn't that bad, and I did have an element of common sense where not to get too involved in anything that was nefarious. I love my music too much. Harry Hill, you love us all, Phil, even the pissing haters. Course. Imagine if I brandished a knife, right? And everyone who's had a piece of me, now that goes to out and out racists, that goes to Corbynistas, that goes to the most Jew-hating individuals that I've ever known. Never known that people have really hated so much on Jews, and to a degree on blacks and on whites, as much as when you get online and you see the way people address one another, the way people feel, how a certain video can evoke a certain fucking horrible emotion, energy, on all sides. There's no good or bad guy. But at the same time, with all them demographics, there is a beauty with inside. And that's why I'm still here. That's why, because I know most of my subbers, as ever, are decent, honourable people. They're pissed, and they'll get pissed about certain things. On here, they keep it cool, even if they go out to the rest of the world and scream that it's freaking losing it. But other than that, it's crazy. Nice fish tank. Yeah, I've had a couple of bereavements in the fish tank. A couple of angel fish have lost their life. I'm going to have to replenish because I've only got one angel fish, and the community fish, you don't want to really keep them on their own. And I need the light as well. Yeah, it's needed a little bit of TLC, that tank, over the past few weeks. Yeah, it's just sad. It's sad for the younger generation. I feel for them because it's so stacked up against the younger generation. Me, on the other hand, now I've got my decks. I can go and grab a 4-pack, come home, play my decks. I've done all my clubbing. You know, I've done more clubbing hours than probably a lot of people in terms of the profession have done over the years, as well as my personal life going out clubbing. I'm sick of clubs. I still like the odd night out, but that lifestyle, maybe maturity dictates, I'm done with that. So I'm kind of what a chill. The wife's more on that wavelength as well. We do more like little meals and whatnot. Whereas you got the younger generation, as we were when we were growing up. It's all exciting, isn't it? The music's exciting. No matter what it's celebrating. It's being allowed. It's being pushed. The films are exciting. CGI graphics never look more real, never look more convincing. It's never been able to change the Overton window in terms of music and the arts. So to the younger generation, I guess they're buzzing. We need guns. Jesus, mate. Do you really? Really? We've got to sort ourselves out. I mean, not to say that we don't need guns, but the one thing I wouldn't say now is, because you know they will do at some point, they will push for banning knives, won't they? And that ain't going to solve nothing. That ain't going to solve the societal problems. That ain't going to solve the toxic fucking music that are making kids feel disconnected, disfranchised from normal civilization. Banning a knife ain't going to do that. Particularly when you can circumvent that in a whole manner of ways. Bring in stuff all over now. Trap music. Got a bit of trap. I do like a bit of trap. I like a bit of trap. But I know my limits and I know my genre of trap. Just like I love hip hop. But I won't listen to you ghetto nasty ass hip hop that's just degrading women and talking about that. I won't. I like to listen to intelligent hip hop with beats. Not to say that I haven't got that in my collection. I just, when I listen to it, it sends me energy down, so I flick over. I like music and I like inspirational words. Oh, you know what I mean? That's just like me. Imagine me now. A 12-inch record you go and buy. Oh, Jesus. Old school, but a 12-inch record that's got the most degrading, disrespectful lyrics, but yet celebrating a culture which is all about take, not give anything, fucking take it, and what do you owe them over there, yeah? That's celebrated, that's allowed. If I was to do the same thing via a stream on a daily basis to the population of my subbers that is, for me, in the language that I portray in my stream, if I was to do it in the same way to get the same agenda across, which is to toxify people into having a lack of respect, take what you can from whoever, who gives a shit, all about drugs, don't mind talking about drugging your women, and all this kind of stuff. What would you think of me? What would YouTube want to do to me? Seriously? They would want to lock me under the bleeding jail. You guys would be disliking every freaking stream I do, And the comment section would be going, whoa, off the bleeding chart. So why do we allow it when you turn on your radio? Why do we allow that social decline when you turn on your TV? Bring back your Mary Whitehouse. That's what I say. Bring it back. Bring that attitude back. It's nasty, innit? But that's not totally to blame. You can totally put a singular blame on this. There's so many different driving factors. There's gotta be. Phil, right. Phil, we had music which was about our lives, how we loved and played The Clash and the Jam, even AC/DC song about what it was like to be young in I don't know whether there's the next bit. You know, there's so many different genres that do that. And I agree with you. The musical band offers something, but then the musical band can play satanistic rock music. So the electric guitar can be used for good, or it can be used for actual demonistic shit. Depends where you're at, doesn't it? I love bands. I can listen to a multitude of different genres. I was just downloading a tune the other day, Talking Heads, Once in a Lifetime. I'm like, what? The actual lead singer of that band, I'm sure he was certified nutter. And I don't think he was. But when I look back of his persona within that band, he had a fucking nut loose, or a nut was shaking around. But that made of the band. There was so many bands like that. With that mentality that you're talking about there, remember Ian Jury and the Blockheads? The Sex Pistols? Jesus. Some of the stuff they brought, the revolutionary kind of militant kind of stuff. But at the same time, there was a little bit of goodness in there. Some reggae music is all about degrading women. Some ragga can be the best music you ever listen to in terms of the rhythmic pattern and the vocal harmony that is in line with the rhythmic pattern. And I could do that with every genre. The only thing I'm not bang on is manipulated, manufactured pop music, because you're creating something there. It's not organic. Not organic. I love bands when it's just four mates that love the same shit. All of a sudden they were in a pub going, you know what? I'm sick of just playing the drums at home. Oh, you play the drums, I play a saxophone. Oh, you play a saxophone, I sing. Next thing you know, they form a band. Rather than putting people together, I think there's an essence you lose within the band by doing that. Because everything else is contrived. There's no, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong in saying that, but maybe because I come from a biased, conformed position of a band being king, the local kind of mindset, just groups getting together. That's what happened with me. I had a DJ crew that I was involved in. It was 2 DJs, 3 MCs, and a guy who had the equipment, who knew what he was doing in racking up the boxes. We were all mates. Won't like, oh, let's just apply for... And I'm not saying that won't work and can't work, but I'm saying again, if the whole thing was a cake and you're missing a little bit of essence, a little bit of vanilla essence, a little bit of cinnamon, I don't fucking know, pardon my French. I don't know. I can play the spoons as well. Get on that. Soul Control. Yes, Lisa Sammy. Soul Control. I used to play for Soul Control. And one of the... I still would have been if it wasn't for this. So it's your fault. It's all your fault. Because I was doing what I was doing. I had a choice to make whether to carry on playing or whether or not. and I kind of decided to give it a break for a little bit. So there you go. In some ways it's good, in some ways I miss it. That's why I love them. Soul Control are bad. Soul Control bad. One of the biggest sounds in the Northwest, if not in England, for what they've done. And it was something positive. Let's get on to that for a bit. Positive. You had a section of society that was predominantly living in one of the most negative areas in Manchester called Moss Side, yeah? That was getting scrutinised, that was getting castigated. If you walk around anywhere in Manchester because you were black, because you alluded that you were from Moss Side, you had this stigma. A commenter done it the other week. I'm not going to mention who it is, but someone done it when we were just, I mentioned Moss Side, and they said crime side. And I thought, that's a low blow, because you're doing what everyone else used to do in Gunchester and everything else, you know what I mean? If you get another 2-3 more stabbings in Milton Keynes, what do you call Milton Keynes? Do the people in Milton Keynes deserve that slapped on them now? They're already feeling ashamed, they're already feeling like shit. Moss Side was feeling like crap during the 90s when the younger generation couldn't get its head together because it was growing up with this young, vibrant hip-hop that was telling them all about the using, telling them all about drugs, telling them not to give the fuck about police. So what on a social level do you expect is going to happen? You know what I mean? And the funny thing is now, the people that are saying gunshot, or were saying that then, that were saying crime side now, are not laughing anymore, because that mentality that you could argue started in the ghetto has permeated out. That's why this stream's here. You're getting pockets of just negative shit everywhere in white areas and black areas. It's indiscriminate now. It's a mentality. You get a Muslim population that are acting like gangbangers. You'll get Romanians that are acting like gangbangers. You'll get an Indians, a Sikh. You're getting all of them, Polish. You're getting a lot. It's a mentality. To sit here and just go, well, you know, black on black more, that's really not addressing the issue. It's not addressing the issue because there's too many other demographics doing exactly the same freaking goddamn bloody thing. Hence this shit. Oh, right, here we go. Red Pill Phil, I'm so pleased after being attacked and a lot of patriots leaving your side that you never gave up. You are such an inspiration to a lot of people. Martin, you know what, mate? You don't know what them words mean to me. Seriously. You don't know what them words mean to me because for the past couple of weeks, I'm like, what am I doing? Have I got my own life to be worrying about? Do I need to be dipping my foot in a fucking cesspit that is obviously too hot, stinking or something? Do you need that shit? Do you need it? It's not a revenue, so you don't have to worry about that. You're not doing it for the revenue, you're doing it because you want to help. But look at the crap you get. Do you need it? So when you've got people that will just say things like that, makes you think, don't be so rash, Phil. Go back to the things you love, Phil. Keep your head on what's going on, Phil. And just remember that there's plenty of right people in this movement. Plenty of right people in this movement. And probably that's the reason, what is the reason why I am still here, because of people like Martin. Because of, you know what I mean? You can see it, and you can see it from not just from my perspective of what's happened to me. It's not, I am one of many. It's what's happening to us all. The people that are around this movement, if you want to move over to that for a little bit, that are making us all think, do we need it? Do we want to do it? I'm not going to that march, can't be bothered. You know, I'm disorientated, disfranchised, kind of disengaged. How many disses do you want? You know what I mean? It's fucking horrible. But at the same time, you know you still got a brain. You know you're still kind of consistent. You know you do mean well, even if you fuck up, pardon the French. And you know that some people get it, but you know that a lot of people are running around doing all kinds of cuckoo things. It's a crazy pot. But it makes you love it as well at the same time. I don't know, it's weird. Right. Oh, hold on 1 second. Oh, thank you. Bless you. I better get these here before she comes home for her birthday. Thanks a lot. Yeah, see, that's community spirit. Neighbours just holding parcels for us. You know what I mean? So the geezer just doesn't go, well, no one's in Sodom. They get in a card and they'll get it when I can be asked bringing it back. Honestly, we need to bring it back, don't we? Right, let me go back instead of waffling on. Right. I had an ex in Moss Side. We used to walk home bladdered all the time to hers and never had any trouble. Mate, this is what I'm saying. It's got a conception. And it still has to this day. And you think the damage, the Gunchester, you think the damage of people assuming that a majority of black people in one area means that that area is a negative area. There was a lot of vibrant, fresh things that have emanated from around that area. There's a lot of positivity. There's a lot of initiatives. And there's a lot of people within that area that were totally sick of it. Totally sick. That didn't want it. Did not want it. Didn't want the little gangbangers, but same again. Not blaming the parents, not blaming the parents, but it's the same boat that people of today that are in that back then. Societal changes and maybe family attitudes and everything rolled into one. And what you want to instill into your kid, but yet what the establishment will allow you to instill into your kid and what the establishment won't let you instill into your kid. Crazy. Tony Bugle was telling me the other day, and she wanted to do a video. She may have done one. Bless her. Happy birthday, Tony, anyway. Happy birthday to Bugle. It was a birthday the other day. I hope you had a good one, Tony. Well, she was telling me that Oxford Dictionary have added a couple of words. But the more slang words and actual definitive, semantic or grammatical words, even I'm not brilliant with my grammar, but I love semantics. I love the word. Even if I don't pronounce it right, that word, that meaning, it means something. Are we devaluing words now by doing what they're doing? And the words that Tony was telling me that they included was like, what? I think something is one, something. And there was a couple of others. And it's like, right, so you're playing a part in it. You're doing it. You're degrading society. You're kind of cheapening society. Because there's only going to be one section of society that's going to really utilise that word. So what you're doing, you're keeping people in a position, you're keeping the working class to a dumbed out working class mentality. Imagine if a kid grows up now using them definitive words in the bleeding Oxford Dictionary, yeah, and goes to an interview at the age of 18. Yeah, 18 years from now, knowing how hard it is to get a job anyway. Starts coming out with words like something in an interview, yeah? Maybe wants to recognise as a woman or gender fluid, so goes with fucking bright green hair, couple of piercings, starts coming out with something, some tongue all over the place. Being that the world is becoming overqualified anyway, and you can barely get a job fucking shining someone's shoes now without someone with a PhD beating you to it. What's the likelihood of that person getting that job? Because with the climate being the way it is, you're going to have a lot of middle class individuals that are probably more eloquent, better put across, have a more settled, easygoing lifestyle to then portray themselves in a better way. So when it comes to the interview, guess who's the winner? So the working class guy's fucked off because he can't stop saying something. And that's how I see it. I see it. It's terrible. They're kind of doing it to society, aren't they? They're dropping the level, they're lowering the bar all the time. And the end result is guys running around thinking that the badasses. Let's see what else we got. Mr. Lowdeal. Hey, the bugle's on. The bugle's on. Hello, bugle. Oh, and whatever is also going to be added. Oh, for God's sake. Crafty Cockney, Phil, I have to ask my 12-year-old daughter about the new street talk. I know, I do. And some of it, I could see it coming because there's some words now. Sick, right? I've got tunes from the early 90s that were using the word sick, hip hop. And I tell it to my daughters, and I've played it to my daughters, but yet my daughter still feels that word is exclusive to them and that our generation had no kind of play in where their generation's at. They're so arrogant when they're young, aren't they? You know what I mean? They think the rap music's just all of a sudden just fucking jump through the letterbox. We've not played a part in it. I've not played a part in hip-hop and DJing. I mean nothing. I'm gammy. You know what I mean? I'm like, what? Don't even know where they're at. And languages changes so rapidly, you can't even talk to him. Wrong kind of bugle. Hey up. Picture of a camel. I don't know what's going on there, bugle. Don't know what you're going to do to that camel either. Leave it alone. That's all I've got to say. Well, I've heard what? I heard someone call me Nesh the other day. Don't know what that means. Nesh. When I'm Nesh, I'm cold. I'm Nesh. I am Nesh. I am the Neshest person. That should have been my name. Because if I go out, I've got to have protectional layers. No matter where I'm going. And I overdo it all the time. I love it. Because I'd rather have too many layers than not enough. I'm old school. That sniff old talk. See what I mean? We need to look that up. Nesh is a jock word. Does it mean cold though? Because that's how are the younger generation using Nesh in another way? Have they owned it and kind of gone, nah, don't mean nothing now? Stick us a tune on, will you? I've not even got it plugged in. Got anything set up. Well, fill the jukebox. Let's talk about Stabbings here. Now you want me to play the tune. What? I heard what? That's Mesh. McTavish is in the house. Did you get that notification, McTavish? That bear bad, what the fuck? See, honestly, if we all started using our own little regional slang to one another now on this comment section, I would sit here as an external party, literally, and I'll say pardon my French now, looking, going, what the fuck are these talking about? Because, like, what? Pardon my French. I heard of pish. I have no idea. These words are all new. DJ. Yes, war kettle. Street talk facts. Look, we're all getting down now. We're all getting down. Have we all got our dictionary? Jesus Christ. We should pick the most illogical words and try and use it for nothing but a week with your kids and see what your kids do. Seriously. Pish means rubbish in Japanese. Pish. Wagwan fam. I always say wagwan. I do. Fam. My daughter uses fam. Seriously. No. I'm like, I'll say it taking the mick out of her, and she's like, straight away, she's like, no. You can't use it. Can't use it. I immediately have to give that word back. It's like, really? Calling someone a Burke is seen as inoffensive, but it originates from Cockney slang, Berkeley Hunt. So, you know what? That's the clever way of doing it then, isn't it? Because if it's slightly more offensive, then it's going under the radar, isn't it? Because you call all the kids Burks, they're not going to trigger because they don't see it as an offensive word, but in reality, it's like the last video I put up. One of the politicians used the word bastard. Now, I grew up thinking that bastard technically was not a swear word. We used to have a file in metalwork called the bastard file. And we loved saying it because we knew we used it as a dirty word and a wrong word, but we knew it was a perfectly reasonable, rational word that meant someone who's not got a mother and father, I think it is, and also a file to be bastardized and all that kind of stuff. So when the journalist said, I'm sorry for the swearing, the only swear word was bastard, and I'd argue whether that is a swear word. And then he put a slap on the people that were jeering behind him. I didn't personally, throughout that clip that I actually watched, I didn't hear anyone swearing. There was a lot of just kind of loutish and people having a go at Boris or shouting for Boris or whatever was going on. And it was pissing the journalist off. So he thought he'd give him a little verbal slap, but he castigated. And he's kind of like, what? You condescending prick. Seriously? You're going to do that? I'm surprised he didn't get ripped limb from limb, because if people do get angry and if the time is coming for societal kind of redress where people are going to lose the cool, it's knobheads like that that are going to be first. They're going to be first. Seriously? I mean, let's put it this way, totally going off subject, totally showing my fucked up mentality, pardon my French. Imagine you was on a plane, it crashed in the Andes. Remember that film Alive? Remember how many of them died and got buried in the snow? Remember how many of them, after a period of time, who still survived, were that hungry, had to consider eating the passengers? I wouldn't even have to fucking worry about him. He'd be first with the spit up his ass. Seriously? He'd be the first. His buttocks are getting it first. And I don't even do buttock eating, so let me get that out straight away. Red Pill Phil is not a buttock eater. But if I had to eat buttocks, I'm going for the man that pissed me off, because then I'm dehumanising him. Anyway, enough of me and my buttock rants. Bugger. You bugger. Yeah, well, to be buggered, you know what that is, don't you? It's not nice, is it? Pani manache. That sounds like a dish. Sounds like an Italian dish. Is that pasta? We wouldn't care if you did. Come on, Emma. You're not going to goad me into eating buttocks live on air. That ain't coming. That ain't coming. I've done some mad shit because of people, pardon my French, saying things on air, and it's got me to do it. Buttock eating ain't going to be one of them. Unless I'm in the Andes and I'm starving. Stupid jock talk. This stupid jock talk. No, you know what? I love regional accents. I love regional, like, little slang words. Okay, Rose. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Hope everything's okay. Yeah, it's all right. I called you before, but it's all right. I'm used to being ignored. You know what I mean? Happens all the time. So don't worry about it. Join the queue, Rose. Being ignored. You know what I mean? Don't reach out many times in my life to people. Don't need much from people. But the time I do need people, You know what I mean? And then you come and say such a flimsy excuses. You was at hospital. You was at hospital. I'm only joking, Rose. You're an absolute diamond. Don't worry about it. You sod. I'm a sod. Who's a sod? Me, a Rose. So, before I get going, large police presence round Piccadilly Station. Yes, Rose, get well. I hope you're right. You know me, I was only having a laugh. I hope everything is okay. I hope everything is okay. And look at your Chrissy. You know, the reason why this is kind of set up, because I'm going to be recording. I've been working on a mix for the past few days, and it's quite a long one, so it's going to be divvied up. And I'm going to film it, and I'm going to put it on BitChute. There's no way it can go on YouTube. It'll go on BitChute, and it'll probably go on. I'm going to try and get it ready for over the Christmas period. Just so, you know, when you've got that week, just kind of throw them on. That's the idea, but we don't know yet. Let's see. Got to get it done first. So this, there's all kinds of genres, there's all kinds of stuff that will be going on it. To be honest, I've done it for a couple of reasons. Just to keep my head down, to go back to doing things that I love, which gave me, honestly, I felt so good the past few days doing it, and for a purpose as well. Bit of a rough loop there.
I don't care what they say. I'm not about to take nobody's away. 'Cause it's all about the dog in me. I want a freak in the morning, a freak in the evening, just like me. I need a roughneck brother that can satisfy me.
Yeah, some mad shit are going in. Once I get this all sorted, got to get tea sorted out. Then I'm going to have some turntable time. I just wanted to engage and kind of talk about the stabbing issue, the younger generation, and how it's up to the younger generation as much as it is up to the older generation to sort it out. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You just can't. You can't tell the younger generation to put a knife down. They've got to want to do it themselves, I think. And they've got to see that the music is taking them down a certain road. They've got to see the influences that are around them. We all learn that lesson. We all have the choice. So they're no different. So that, if anything, that's my take. And on a parental level, you kind of got an obligation to at least try and show them that that's not what you want from them as a young individual growing up. And probably be mindful of the opportunities lost in it. Opportunities lost. So Our kids love our music. Yes, Skull Super. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm hoping to get to London on the 31st of October. That'll be, I think, the next big occasion. I might get to slip out on an event before then, I'm not sure. But we'll see how we go with that. Other than that, I'm doing absolutely great, guys. I hope you're all doing brilliant. I hope, listen, all the stuff that's going on, you've got to still keep yourself in a mentally rich place, haven't you? Otherwise, you're no good to anyone, you know? That's how Rose use cannabis oil. Yes, Scally Ranks. Well, listen, I'm going to get going anyway. It's been on for the best part of an hour, this stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. And just keep an eye out on this channel. Keep an eye out for yourselves. Love one another. Jesus Christ. I'll be getting the lighter out in a minute. I'm waving a lighter. SPJ. Well, we've never actually spoke, to be honest. If you're talking about John Lawrence, John is doing John's thing, I'm doing my thing. That's the way it is, really. John's got his affiliates, I have got my affiliates. I stay out of John's way whilst he does what he does. He has his talking points that he finds relevant, as we may. So it is literally like that. Crack on. Can I revisit Brian Harvey? No. Brian Harvey, I would rather shut the channel down than revisit a lot of people that I've visited over the past couple of years. And if we're on that subject, if you're asking for my opinion on that, on reflection of everything that's happened, on reflection of everything I tried to do for the man that is Brian Harvey, no, not at all. If you're going to ask me, Brian Harvey needs help. He's a lovely guy and I wish him well and I wish him positivity. However, I feel something has taken its toll and I feel that Brian possibly is not helping himself in order to get through that stage, in order to help and heal himself, which would probably mean to put him in a position where he can help other people. I might be out of turn by saying that, but no, I would never go back there. Listen, if you love Brian Harvey, fair play. Fair play. It's up to you. Got nothing against the guy. I hope he gets his shit together. I hope whatever grievances got going on. There's a lot of dirty washing that's done in public. A lot of nefarious people that follow in the background. There's a lot of insinuations and accusations that have been made to a lot of people that have gone near Brian Harvey that's totally incorrect. And considering I only went to Brian Harvey because he's seen his ass because I'd done the interview with John Wedger. I didn't know Brian Harvey because I'd passed John Wedger a number of Brian Harvey and because John didn't phone him. Brian Harvey went all skits and done a video. From there, I decided to get in touch with Brian, talk to him and try and help him out. And if you're going to ask, has it made anything better? I think at the time it did. I think he was at a position where even if I decided not to go there anymore or have the second interview, from the basis of the first interview, it was enough for him to sort things out. For whatever reason, things have not sorted out, in my opinion. I might be wrong, but I don't know what situation he's actually in now, only what he was up to the past 2-3 weeks ago. I'm like, oh, fuck off, whatever. Got more important things to do, more positive than that. Got some dark ass beats to make. I know this channel's got to be about positivity. So the one thing I will say as well, and I'll say it now, looking at everyone that I've connected with and how a lot of it, for whatever reason, has ended up coming back on me for reasons that have later then proved to be inaccurate and uncalled for. It's made me not want to really do interviews. It's made me not really want to talk about too many other causes and what causes I can 100% validate. So if there's any bad out of that, then I guess that's it, because it don't mean that you now want to went interview anyone who's got a problem. You kind of just really second, third, fourth guess. So it's probably more detrimental in a way. But is what it is, isn't it? Everything's a learning curve, guys. So listen, I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I'm going to get going. Good positive mental attitude. You got to have that in anything. So anyway, guys, I love you all, even the pissing haters. Stay tuned. There'll be stuff turning up at some point. Thank you, David. Nice one, matey. And you take care, guys. Stay positive. And remember, let's keep praying for Brexit the 31st, because I don't want to consider what is going to happen if they fuck us about on the 31st. Pardon my French. I love you all, even the pissing haters. See you later, guys.